So let me get this straight. Netflix just had this wonderful piece of art, and they were just gonna sit on it? Alright, I'm back, everybody, for the last one I got for this particular batch. Next one, we're doing Monkey Man, which is a movie that is written, directed, and stars Dev Patel. Apparently, this movie was a nightmare for him to make. I feel really bad for the poor guy. That was originally supposed to go on like Netflix. Netflix by the pitch, but then they shelved the movie for like non-confirmed reason. The most obvious reason is because the movie is extremely critical of the Indian government, and they probably don't want to risk pissing off the Indian government. So I guess eventually it was picked up by Jordan Peele's company, Monkey Paw, I think that's what it's called, who decided to give it a theatrical release, and you know what? It's all the better for it. I think this movie only made like 10 mil, and I don't usually give a shit about the box office stuff unless it's like a movie successful like Godzilla X Kong, because I want that movie to succeed so fucking badly. But and it's already made its budget back, so that kind of tells you just how much of a shoestring budget this movie had. How much this movie feels like... oh, gonna sneeze, hold on. Okay, we're good. It feels like a showcase for Dev Patel for his, like, not just his acting capabilities, as a John Wick-style action hero, but also as a director and a writer. And both those are very, very strong. He is like, this is a fucking great movie, and I had such a blast watching it. I don't want to get too much away, because I don't, again, this is a movie that you should definitely go out and see. Support this film. It's an excellent film. Highly recommend it. Without giving too much away, I guess the slight spoilers here, not slight spoilers, but like spoilers, it just, I'll talk about it later. But the action is phenomenal. The directing is sharp. The camera work is pretty solid for most of it. Like, there's a lot of long shots here. A little too much shaky cam at certain parts, but when it works, it really fucking works. A strong script, strong characters. One particular community that's revealed in the second half, I really glommed onto. I thought was a smart choice. I don't know enough, and by enough I mean anything, about the Indian government to say how accurate its critiques are. I'm willing to bet pretty accurate. But the basic premise is that Dev Patel plays this dude who lost his mother when he was a child because the government wanted the land to build a factory that's led by this kind of guru kind of guy whose name is, I think, is Alpha is his name? Yeah. Who very much kind of presents himself as like a prophet, a leader, kind of like a cult leader kind of vibe, except he had like major corporate stakes, and he's basically the leader, like not the leader of the nation, but like he has massive influence in government, even though he pretends not to. He presents himself as very humble, very kind, very giving to his fellow man, but of course in secret he's much more into corporate interest and much more into manipulating his public image so he can get away with doing some really shady shit on the side. Among those is this police chief, who is the one that's personally responsible for killing his mother, and he knows this, so he works his way into this, I guess, this restaurant where this like that's associated with him, and works his way up until he gets an opportunity to assassinate him at this club, but he beefs it, and then he has to work his way back up into a place, and he turns into just a kick-ass Monkey Man. And where the Monkey Man moniker comes in is that in the beginning of the movie he shows him working as a fighter, like a ring fighter, that is led by Charlton Copley as a Tiger, which is nice to see him again. I haven't seen Charlton Copley in anything in a while, so I always enjoy when he's in things because he knows how to choose some fucking scenery. So it was nice to see him in there. But his main job as this kind of guy with a monkey mask on is to get the shit kicked out of him every night. Until but then he later reclaims that based on a old Indian story, like fairy tale, where this monkey, whose the name of it I forget, basically got accidentally took the biggest mango in the tree, but it turns out that mango was the sun, and he was punished for the gods for it, and he became kind of like their warrior. Which the idea is like the pain that the gods forced him to go through turned him into a god himself, and he used that to declare righteous fury onto his enemies. I could be misinterpreting that, but that is my interpretation. So, like, the way that thematically carries through and the way that delivers in the action scenes in particular is phenomenal. The action sequences are so good. And there's a lot of really long takes where the camera is very aggressive and in your face about what's happening. It feels chaotic. It feels very kinesthetic. It feels like it feels like you're running along with the characters. It feels up close and personal. It doesn't try to be clean. It's deliberately very dirty and grimy and gringy to reflect its commentary on classism and the India's ingrained problems with transphobia in particular, although other forms of bigotry are mentioned. Transphobia is the one it tends to focus on. This is where I go into slightly into spoiler territory, because I have to mention this because I love this piece, is that in the second half, when he beefs the first assassination attempt, he gets rescued by kind of an outsider group of largely transgender women. And those are the people that help lift him back up, that help him realize his full potential. He makes a connection with these people, and they join him in the final fight, dressed up in these like beautiful garbs that's a reflection of their respective god, who is both man and woman. And the way that action plays out is, again, unbelievably good. Those whole final those final few fights are definitely worth the wait it takes to get there. Even like the training homages are good. The use of music is good. The use of Indian culture is great. I fucking loved this movie, and I will recommend it to anyone who is willing to willing to check out something that's maybe not on your radar. And I think it's a movie that definitely deserves your support. So yeah, Monkey Man. It's an ally to trans people. I heavily respect that. It shows them with a lot of grace and dignity and love, and shows that they are worth loving. And of course that, the bigots and fascists in government are bad and they deserve to die. So I think we're all on the same page on there. I'm not advocating for violence or death in any particular way, just FYI. But in a fictional world, that's what it is. So, yeah, I'm willing to bet this is. I can see why Netflix didn't want to upset the Indian market with this. I think it's a cowardly move. I think they should have done it anyway. But, Netflix is going to Netflix. Capitalism is going to capitalism. So I think that's all I really have to say. Monkey Man, I think it's a phenomenal film. I think it's absolutely worth your time. So thank you guys so much for watching. I know that the Civil War movie is out this week, and I will watch it, although I'm gonna be straight with you right now. My hopes aren't high, because just based on everything I've heard about it, it sounds fucking cowardly. And I have a feeling I'm going to have strong words for when I do see it. But who knows? Maybe I'll be surprised. I think the words I went with it is, technically spectacular, narratively cowardly. So yeah, that'll be next week's excursion. Until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next batch. All right, bye.